Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show. And welcome to another episode of Mail Time. Mail Time. Bum, 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 Mail Time. Mail Time. Mail Time. Okay. Hello and welcome. Today we have a package from the Sea Land. China. So we're going to take a look at this box that seems to have been squished in shipping. I hope nothing is damaged, because that would suck a lot. And it would be very rude. I don't remember if I ordered the box with this. Apparently I did, and it got crushed. Well, that's okay. Oops. Oh no. Stop it. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Well, I won't be able to sell this, but this is from Penbbs. Here is the pen. At least the pen hasn't been damaged. The U.S. Postal Service makes me so mad. Sometimes I want to spit. It's nice, I like it. Whatever, right? Jeez. It just makes me so mad that people are so careless. Okay. Alright, well, here's the pen. This is a Penbbs 309. Isn't it nice? Hi, Gary. I just got this pen in the mail, so I thought I would do a pen surprise. This is a Penbbs 309. Cap is very clear and conical. And then it has a ring that's screwed to hold the cap on. Cap is very springy and useful. One turny turn, turn, turn. Two turny turn, turns. 2.5 turny turn, turns. Okay. No cap liner, but there's a step in there that hopefully will keep the nib good and moistened. NBBS fine nib. Okay, that's very beautiful. Check out that scroll work. That's fantastic. Since 2005, China, fine. This is a look at the Waverly style nib with the plastic feed. Grip section seems very nice. I like this little bump at the edge. Keeps my fingers from falling into the nib, especially for my under finger right here, because this bit always falls in the ink. You can tell right where it falls in the ink all the time. I wish it was a pen that had a more pronounced section bump. The threads are not sharp. The barrel is very clear. A small ring separating the blind cap from the, or is it an actual piston? I can't tell which is opening from what, but that's okay. Something's opening. Oh, okay. Apparently that is the wrong thing to be moving about. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, that's much better. And that's normal, I'm told. This blind cap is very slippery, though. I kind of, wish it had a stickier section. Let's see. I'm told that this bit comes off too. Yep, this bit comes off. Oh boy, and there's an O-ring. That's good. I'm also told that this unscrews from the section, which is not my favorite thing, because 9 times out of 10, I always get ink right between the nib housing and the grip section. But there is a lot of O-ring going on right here, so I don't think that I will have that in particular problem. Oops, and I just freaking removed the O-ring on accident. Maybe I will have problems with it. Who knows? Oh, my fingers have been giving me issues lately. Let me see. Hold on, I'll be right back. Get my grippy things. There. Actually, probably a little less grippier than I thought it would be. That O-ring I can already tell is going to be a problem. This is friction fit, which means that it doesn't matter what orientation it goes in, which is nice. No real flex to this. That's very interesting. Oops, sorry, you guys can't see what I'm talking about. So, this is just friction fit. It just pulls out, and there's no, it's not keyed or anything, not like the noodlers. So, we can put it in any orientation. And since this is a number 6 size nib, you can probably use any other 6 size nib. For example, this is a Moonman number 6 nib. Probably put the Moonman nib on there. Oh, it does have like a little lip on there. Okay. Oh, that's very nice. I wonder if I could put a flex nib in there. Do we have one available right now? I'd like to put this one in there, but it's currently being used. I have a Noodler's flex nib. Is this the one that I tuned? Yes. Oops, see, I'm already having problems. The O-rings are just too slippery. You can tell. Nice and friction fit. Cool. But for now, we're going to stick with the Waverly nib that came with it, just to give it a go. I'm going to make a wild assumption and say that this nib housing is going to crack, just like the Jinhao 992s do in due course. What good is a fountain pen without some problems? I have no problems with any of my TWSBI pens. Or my Lamy. I'm just saying. If you're gonna make a frickin' pen, do some research and make sure it's not gonna fall apart. heck is that? Oh my god, it's raining. Oh wow. Holy buckets. It's raining. Whoa. Okay, well we'll deal with that in just a second. Okay, let's move on. Shall we? Let's move on. Alright, let's put this pen back together. Oops, I should probably put a little silicone grease on there, huh? A little tiny drop. A little tiny drop of silicone grease on there. Get my fingers all wiped up. And put this together. Okay. Okay. I mean, this is very slick. I mean, this is droppable slick. Oof. Yes. Twisby and Lamy are boring. But I would have to say that the acrylic on this is just as good as the Twisby. The only difference between this and the Twisbys are that they come with a nib housing. The Twisbys do not. The Twisbys are all one section and barrel in one. You don't have to worry about cleaning out the nib housing. That's what I was hoping with this pen. I was hoping that the nib housing and section were one piece. But they are not, which is a disappointment. But it's still a lovely pen, and we're going to ink her up. We're going to go with some Waterman Black. No, let's go with something. We'll go with some Noodlers Navajo Turquoise. No, you shouldn't put Noodlers in any pen. Oh, I shut up. Oops. Gosh, this thing is so slippery. Well, bring over my little crab friend. Stay. Put this back over here. Okay. Let's try this out. Cutting devices away. Rubber bands away. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, what is this? This is the... Penbbs 3 0 9. I can already feel my hand cramping on this because it is so slick. I feel like I'm going to drop it. And I'm gripping it extra hard in order to... Oops, sorry about that. I feel like I'm gripping it extra hard so that way I won't drop it. So, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's not a very grippy pen. I don't like feeling like I'm going to drop a pen because it's too slippery. So, I'm going to give you all a little tip for slippery pens. Now, this is going to seem kind of gross. So if you're squeamish, turn away. But I have a cough drop in my mouth. And probably going to catch coronavirus from licking this thing. But if you put a little bit of like sugary substance on your pen and then wipe it off real good, be right back. I'm going to wash this pen off just real quick. If you put just a little bit of like a sugary substance, it'll be a little more grippy. Plus, if you wash it a couple of times, it'll have like a little bit of grip to it. That's much better. Now that I've washed it off, used soap and water, and washed my mouth out, that feels a lot better already. Doesn't feel like it's going to fall out of my hand. But definitely wash your pens before you use them, especially if they come from China. Just saying. I was really hoping that it would, I was really hoping that the nib housing and the section were one piece. Which is very disappointing because technically I already have something like this, which I don't like using, which is the Moonman T1. And I don't even like using this one because it has a metal section. These are basically the same pen, which is annoying. If I wanted another Moonman, I would have gotten another Moonman. I'm just disappointed. I'm thoroughly disappointed. In for a penny, in for a pound. It's spreading the tines. I was hoping I'd be able to use a flex nib in there. Nope. Oh shit, I've already bent the frickin' tines. Son of a bitch. This is a piece of shit. That's what this is. What a piece of garbage. But the tines and one trying to get the frickin' feet out. That's just fucked. You guys, don't buy this pen. Save your money. Go buy something else. Go buy a Jinhao. This is a piece of shit. Already freaking bent the tines. The tines are so long, you can't even get a hold of the bit that holds the feed. I mean, not that the fins on the bottom have anything to do with the mechanics of the pen, but God. I just bent them again. I mean, I don't really think that you need the fins on the bottom of the feed. It's just for looks purposes, but still. This pen really is terrible. I mean, it goes good for a little while, and then it just stops. Like, I don't understand. And the fins on the bottom of his feet are just way too long. I mean, why do you need fins this long? If they're just gonna get bent anyway. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Ugh. I knew it. As soon as I saw him, I was like, gonna bend the fuck out of those feeds. Anybody want a free pen? Piece of shit. Now that I'm full of ink. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. I'll give it maybe a month. We will revisit this when I'm less pissed off. If there's no key, how do you get... Oh my god. I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash this off. Try not to throw it in the trash as I'm doing it. won't be giving any pens away for a while. I can't afford to. Of course, if you want to pay the $55 that I paid for this piece of garbage, I can send you the Etsy store where you can buy one. But if you're going to pay this much money for something that is not cooperative, just save your money. Don't bother. This, I'll tell you a couple of reasons why I don't like this pen. This catch lever mechanism is a bad. It's just very poorly put together. Like it catches, you can't tell which end it goes in. It gets stuck if you put it in there too far. It's not smooth. This nib housing, it doesn't have, and the O-ring is again disappeared. So you're gonna get ink all over on the inside of the nib housing. I mean, this is just such a poor design. Such a bad design. I don't know if the O-ring is inside of there, or if I flushed it down the tube. That was a poor decision. A poor design flaw. Found the little tiny O-ring. Thank God I have a mesh strainer in my disposal. Otherwise that would have been gone too. $55 fucking I paid for this thing. Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash these nibs off. If you want a fine writing instrument, buy a TWSBI. You know, they're not that expensive. They're not this expensive. And they work. They just work. They're easy to clean. You don't have to fiddle fart around with them. Cleaning the nib housing. No, you just have to have the little wrench to undo it if you have to undo it. But I've only had to undo my TWSBIs maybe once since I got it. And this Noodler's pen, I mean, yeah, it's fiddly, but like, It just works when it's primed, of course. And of course when it has the right ink in it. I mean, all pens need a little bit fiddling with. I mean, it may be the ink. It may be the pen, it may be the ink. I just don't like the design. If I wanted a Jinhao 992, I would have gotten a Jinhao 992. That's one of the reasons why I got the Noodler's pens, because I could just pull the nib in the feed and flush it out like an eyedropper. After I got my Waterman pen, that was the first eyedropper pen that I'd ever received. And boy, was it easy to clean out. Pull the nib feed, flush it out. Super easy, wham bam, thank you ma'am. After handling the Jinhao 992s, like, it just made sense. And the Conklins are beautiful, but it's the same dang thing as this. I like demonstrator pens, but I'd like them to be a little more cooperative. And the fins bending, that's just a disappointment in itself. It makes it look ugly. And there's just no way to get around bending them. I mean, having the ability to unscrew the piston and take off the grip section is great for cleaning, easy cleaning, but I just wish that the grip section and the nib housing was one unit. I'm gonna play with this next month when I'm less heated. And the other thing about it is the nib housing isn't keyed. And if you don't know what that means, there's inside of the, where the fuck is the feed? Inside of the nib housing, there's a flat section, so that way it goes in one way, and when you want to untwist it, all you have to do is twist it and it will go. This one does not have a keyed feed, so you could twist the nib housing, twist the feed, and the nib housing would stay where it is if it got stuck, and there'd be no way to get it out. Which is just fantastic. Fantastic! Okay. There was an O-ring on the end of this Moon Man, but I don't know where it went. I've never had a problem with it leaking or anything, but this is a poor decision too. The other one that I didn't like was this here Lambatau 3059. It does have, it has a tripod grip, which is not comfortable, but the nib housing and grip section are one piece. One piece. It's not two pieces. It's just one piece, and it's keyed, but it has a Lamy style nib, and you can disassemble it with your hand if you want to take the piston out and wash out the pen. Now, if they would have just done this type of a design with the TWSBI pen, it'd be brilliant. Put a number 5 size or a number 6 size nib in it. Dangerous. Watch out. I mean, that's really all I want. A disassemblable pen so I can clean it out and have a number 6 size nib without a housing so I can use it with my flex pens. That's all I want. But today, I don't know of any pens like that. Except for the Noodler's pen. The Noodler's pen is hand disassemblable, and it has a nib feed housing that can be pulled out. The only problem with this type of a situation is sometimes the nib and feed get too wet, and it ends up blobbing out onto the page, which is annoying, and you have a hard time controlling how fast the ink comes out. I also have to temper which inks I put in here because other inks are more flowier than other inks. So it's just kind of a hassle trying to find the right nib feed combination and like I could eyedropper this Demoflex, but the one problem that I find that keeps me from doing that is I don't want to stain the barrel of this pen. It's so beautiful. And these are very close and similar. I mean, they all have their ups and they all have their downs. But the pen I've been enjoying the most lately is this Noodler's Nib Creeper. Because it gives me the fine lines and it also doesn't blob out onto the page, which is really nice. Adductive mail said that new pre-owned vanishing point was supposed to be delivered, but also it wasn't. Oh. Yep, I've been thinking thoughts about getting a vanishing point. But the problem with that is having to use the cartridge converter that comes with it. I was also thinking about getting a Pilot Heritage 912 with the flex nib, because they don't have a nib housing. They're just like my Falcon. I wanted to get because doesn't have a nib housing either. It's just friction fit into the section. But this is a proprietary section. You can't just put a number 6 size nib in there. Oops. Has to use the Falcon nib. All pilots have a different frickin' section, nib housing thing. It's the only brand that I know of that has a different section nib housing feed for each of their pens, which makes absolutely no sense at all. It just makes that you have to buy every pen if you want a different nib style or thing. See, this is my Waterman 12 fountain pen. And this one, you just wiggle, wiggle, and pull the feed out. Oops. And then it's eyedropper. One giant tube of eyedropper. Then you shove the nib back in there, bada bing, bada boom, you're on your way. Of course, getting it in there is half the battle. Oh, anyway. Well, this will go in the case. And hopefully in the new year, I can pawn it off on somebody. Till then, I guess I'm just going to have to stick with the pens that I like and that I know which ones will be most cooperative. Alright, well, that's all for today. I want to thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow for another inky video. Take care until then, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Okay, love you, bye.